flyer who refused to give seat to a child is now suing the airline. Guys, why are we giving up seats? But either way, let's go and find out. This is a suggestion via Discord. Let's jump into it.
To the Factor Uncensored, the Brazilian woman who went viral after refusing to give up her window seat to a crying child is suing the airline and the passenger who recorded her. This happened back in December. Let's take a look. 29-year-old Jennifer Castro says she booked a window seat in advance, and when she got on the plane, the child was in her seat. The boy threw a tantrum because he wanted to look out of the window and didn't want to move seats. The situation escalated when another passenger began filming. I talked to attorney Charles Adams about the lawsuit.
Guys, tell you this right now, that is not this woman's problem. I mean, it's just not. Like, if I specifically pay for something, I want what I paid for. Now you recording her, after, the facts are kind of being laid out, like, hey, listen, I'm sorry, this is not your seat. There's a reason why people need to be sitting in their own specific seats, designated seats on airlines. And I paid for it. It's mine. Let's see where this goes.
What I wanted to take a look at was, what are the implications if you do something like that in America? Because it's done all the time. People don't know who's videotaping them. People will videotape them, put it on social media, and you will become the target of the public. Your thoughts on this? First of all, let's talk about Jennifer's case.
Well, her case is obviously specific to the torts that are available in the laws of Brazil, which are very, very different. There, obviously it arises from the Portugal common law, and they have claims that we don't have.
Okay.
In the United States, if you're in a public space or in a private space, but a business space that doesn't have rules against it, you're typically amenable to being filmed, right? We've seen a number of videos where people have aggressively told people to stop filming them, that they don't have their permission to film them.
Right.
And we've even seen videos on social media where people call the police and say, hey, this guy is filming me.
Right.
And typically the police give the appropriate American answer, which is, well,
they can't do nothing about it.
And people are allowed to film.
Right.
So the sad truth is privacy is dead. Right now,
privacy has nothing. Privacy is not dead. But in the privacy of your own home, it's completely fair. Guys, I've been a photographer for 2 decades. I have heard this, and I've dealt with this all basically for the last over 20 years. If you are in public, bro, I'm photographing you. I'm sorry.
It's very different.
Within reason, obviously.
In this young woman who was a banker and is now a Instagram, TikTok influencer. Apparently her Instagram blossomed to 2.1 million followers, and she left the banking industry. And it seems like it has been a net positive, a benefit to her. And if I was the attorney defending the filmer and the airline, I would say, hey, what are her damages? Now she's famous. Now she has all this revenue from other streams.
In fact, she owes my client now
for
making her famous.
Yeah, right.
Hey, listen.
That's the argument. Now, in Brazil, it does appear that you have to get permission to film people.
Yeah. Same thing in Spain, guys.
So I do think she's got a valid claim there. I don't think she would have a valid claim here. Now, if the airlines wanted, they could prohibit it on the airline itself, on the aircraft, and then punish flyers who violate that rule. But I don't see them doing that, except maybe Spirit, out of just sheer embarrassment, right?
Listen, Spirit always catches strays. And if you guys are in Europe, Ryanair, okay? Ryanair catches strays the same level.
Spirit, Charles, not Spirit.
Well, I mean, how many videos, how many things on Spirit have you done on this ship, right? I mean, people don't know how to act on Spirit.
No.
Spend some money, fly United, right? But ultimately, we've spent the last 20 years or so just raising a generation of grievance and entitlement, right? And when you look at the seat swapping epidemic, it's just gotten out of control. If you go to any airline subreddit or you look on social media, there's just story after story. I had a guy ask me, I fly in a very specific seat. I fly in the first row aisle on the left, because I've got a bad knee and I like to be close. That's the most leg room. I had a guy ask me not once, but twice. And I was, no, I'm not doing it, right? This is what I paid for. And Jennifer paid for her seat. And if you dig in deeper to the story, the most despicable part the family that was shaming her and haranguing her, they weren't the filmer, but they were the one with the child. They had another window seat with an adult in it. They just didn't want to give up that. They wanted to take hers. And that's just what we're telling so many people nowadays, is that they're entitled to the things that other people have worked for or purchased, and that they have a valid grievance when they're not given it. And then this just coddled child screaming and yelling because they didn't get their way. I mean, come on, Quanell. We need to have some damn discipline and tell these kids life is not meant for you always to get your way. In fact,
absolutely.
You've got to work hard to get your way, not just scream and cry.
All right, Charles.
That's it, guys. All right. Now that I hear the story, I'll tell you this right now. It kind of as expected before even going into it, just based off the title itself. Listen, you didn't pay for that seat. And one of the people in your party also has a window seat, but you want to take someone else's? You feel entitled to do it, guys? That's crazy. All right, that is crazy. Now, when it comes down to like you being in public and then like someone filming you, guys, like I said, I've been through this all the time because like when I first started photography, for example, professionally, a lot of it was in public. If you walk through my set, you know, you're probably going to end up in the image in some manner. I'm sorry. I'm not going to not take the photo because you're there. That's not a thing. But again, obviously within reason, there's no, like, I'm not going to the beach and taking photos. If you understand what I mean here, guys, that's not a thing that normally would happen, guys. Right? But I think that she's completely in the right. I definitely hope that she, you know, get some type of something, let's say, for this. Suing the airline, I'm not sure that makes sense. But I'm guessing, you know, shoot as many shots as you possibly can until you get some I guess return, I guess, right? But the family themselves for this, I mean, I guess if the airline did nothing, right, to kind of stop it, like none of the flight attendants said anything about it and they just let it happen, then I could see you probably going after the airline, right? But the family, yeah, I could see that happening. Okay. I could probably see that happening. But again, laws are absolutely different, guys, absolutely different. And like a good amount of my work, specifically in the last decade, has been in Europe, and the laws are so different. Okay, when it comes to like not photographing people in public. Okay, like they don't have the same level of freedoms as we have in the States. That's just not a thing. So yeah, you have to kind of make sure people are not in your shots. You cannot make money off of someone else's image type of thing, specifically like that. But either way, guys, let me know in the comments. Who do you think is right? I think that she's right, my opinion. But who do you think is right? Because there are going to be a couple of people, I'm sure, who are going to be like, hey, listen, the family had the right to take someone else's seat they didn't pay for. Listen, it happens every single video. So let me know what you guys think, all right? You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.